All right, so for the upcoming collab, I need a red wine reduction sauce, right? So I made some. Here it is, right? Good to go. And I'm going to show you how to make it. Just stay tuned. You're going to love this. Hey, this is Shrashira. That's the best elevator music I ever heard. Okay, so we need our red wine to be reduced as a sauce, right? For our steak, okay? So we're gonna need 1 cup of beef broth, 2 cups of red wine, any Merlot would do, right? We have about 8 ounces of mushrooms, sliced mushrooms, and then we have about 1/4 cup of shallots, okay? So let's get this working. All right, so let's turn the heat on, medium. Put a little olive oil in the pan, let this warm up. And we're gonna start warming through our shallots. All right, so let's give this oil about 1.5 to 2 minutes to warm up, and we'll be ready to go. All right, let's add our shallots. Shallots in there. And you don't want to put color on the shallots, right? You just want to warm them through. So don't burn them. So I say give them about 30 seconds, and then we're going to add the mushrooms. You see, just when you start to smell the shallots cooking, time to add the mushrooms. So let's throw the mushrooms in. Oh, this guy here, throw him away. That's a dead soldier. He didn't want to make it to the pot. Oh well. Not my fault. So let's put these sliced mushrooms in. Good. And let's get these sauteed. Okay, so as you're sauteing the mushrooms with the shallots, what you'll find is that the mushrooms will absorb all your oil. So you're going to add another couple tablespoons of oil in it. Okay? And keep it moving. Mushrooms are thirsty. They'll eat up all your flavor and your liquid. So keep that in mind. So we want to keep doing this for about 5 minutes. What you want is the mushrooms to release all their flavor. Impart that into the oil, right? So we're just going to slightly brown them a bit, and then we'll be back. We got about, roughly I would say about 3.5 minutes before the next step. Okay, so now you see that your mushrooms, they've kind of wilted a bit. They're smaller. They got a little brownness to them. They're turning brown. That's what you want. Now let's add our red wine. The 2 cups, the whole 2 cups. Okay, get that in there. And we're going to let this boil. And we want this to reduce by about 70%. Okay? So what's going to happen is the shallots and the mushrooms are going to absorb the sweetness from your red wine. Okay? And that's what you want. All right, so it's been about a minute. You see it's percolating now. Right? You can't rush this part. You don't do it. Don't rush it. Just let it keep percolating and it'll evaporate. Just stand by. Hold on. You'll be alright. Alright, we're a few minutes in here. It's reducing, but again, like I said, you can't rush this. Take your time. Right? But keep an eye on it. Don't walk away for too long, right? Come and check it every minute or so. Okay? Do me that favor. Yeah, we still working on it. It's still percolating. But don't panic. Don't try to rush it. You know, occasionally stir it to make sure nothing's sticking. Even though I'm using a non-stick pan or a non-stick pot, as it were, still want to stir it just to make sure. Yeah, I know the mushrooms look kind of pink, but don't worry about it. It's going to work out. It's going to randomly work out. Alright? Alright, so you see it's getting lower, but we need it to get a lot lower. Right? For one, we want to cook the alcohol out of it, but we want to maintain that sweetness. That's what you want. That's why I say don't rush it. Let it do what it's going to do. Alright, we're going to let this go. It looks like roughly about another 4.5 to 5 minutes. And then we'll be ready for the next step. And this is going to be flavorful. Just right. Alright, see this? See how it's reduced? That's what we want. Now, at this point, we want to add our beef broth. Okay? Add the beef broth. And once the beef broth is added, we want this to reduce by half. Okay? So you get all the flavor. Right? All the alcohol has been cooked out. We have the sweetness from the red wine. The mushrooms, the shallots. The beef broth's in. Now let's let this percolate. Alright, so the beef broth is going good in here. Right, we just want to let this reduce by by at least half, easy, so that all the flavors meld real well. Yeah, this is coming together quite nicely. Quite nicely. I just need that the reduced red wine, the shallots, and the mushrooms. I need them to gel real well with the beef broth I'm putting in here. Okay. You want those combined flavors, okay? So that's what I'm doing. We still got a little bit of time to go. All right, we're getting close. We're getting close. I'd probably say like another 2 minutes, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so for the last 2 minutes, I'm going to turn down the low and just let it simmer for the last 2. And then we'll be good to go. Alright, so the red wine, So the red wine reduction is done. Now we're going to sit this off to the side, and we're going to be using this with the steak. Right, so let's let this cool down. And then we're going to put it in a jar so we can get to it quick. Okay, let's put our reduction in a jar. And we're going to be using this here in a little bit. But I want to reserve it in the jar. Mushrooms and all. Shallots, everything. Alright, so here we go. Our red wine reduction. Okay, this is going to go good with your meat products, your proteins, especially steak. And in this case, we're going to be using it with a New York strip. If you like the recipe, give me a comment, subscribe, share it. Definitely share it out, right? Let me know what you think. Try it for yourself. Then Shrashira, and I'm out.